I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm just leaving Lou's house, and there are balloons getting launched this morning. Love it here in the morning. Blue skies, it's perfect. I'm headed out to get some breakfast. Lou sleeps in the morning. It's the weekend, so I'm going to head go get some breakfast and go off to the gym. We'll see how the day goes. There's a few more balloons up there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 balloons, and I saw a couple more launching when I was driving over here. I had a great experience, a great time last night talking with Lou. Just some really wonderful conversations to connect with somebody who also is interested in nomadic living and building a step van, and talking about some of the things that are unique to the step van, as well as some of the challenges for building and converting one. So I think Lou is a great resource if you're interested in step vans, and if you're ever in Albuquerque. I would recommend getting in touch with him. He's on Cheap RV Living on the forums there, and you can find him on YouTube. I think he's starting a new channel. I've decided to go down and check out Old Town in Albuquerque. I understand it's sort of a touristy kind of place. I think I went there when I was a child at like 7 or 8 years old, but just sort of have vague memories of it. So I wanted to go down there. I don't know if I'll actually walk around or just drive through the area, but I wanted to go check it out. I've arrived in the Old Town area of Albuquerque, and I just love this architecture. At one point back in the 1990s, I almost purchased a house that looked very similar to these back here, with the adobe walls and the giant wood rustic beams sticking out of it. I'm just really enamored. I love this style of architecture. So there's two styles of architecture I like. This, and I'm very, very much into mid-century modern, like Bauhaus and Usonian architecture. Just a little bit nuts about it and obsessive. Anyway, I'm going to go wander around the Old Town. It's beautiful weather this morning, perfect temperatures. I'm enjoying this Goldilocks syndrome of having things just right. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Wow, this is just beautiful, just gorgeous rustic designs. You have like the chili beans things here, all the cutout signs, jackrabbits, artistic, buffalo over here. It's really gorgeous here. Old Town Plaza, the park here with the little gazebo for the bands. Have some old cannons over here, wonderful shade trees. It's pretty much just 1 block by 1 block, so it's really small but gorgeous, and surrounded by all of these adobe Mexican style buildings here with various businesses. It's just really gorgeous. I highly recommend coming down here and checking this out. It appears they have a car show going on today. I love classic cars. I've actually owned a couple of classics myself. I owned a 59 Chevy pickup truck that was really, really fun. It was all primer gray and a little bit rusty, and I was trying to make a little bit of a rat rod out of it. And then I also owned a 1962 black Cadillac Eldorado, and that was a really fun vehicle to own as well. Both vehicles I only owned just for a couple of months, maybe 4 months for the truck and maybe 2 months for the Cadillac. They were sort of just temporary vehicles for me, as I was here in the States just for a few months, and I just wanted something fun to drive. And I sold both of them for about what I bought them for, so it was sort of like a car rental. It's really, really fun. I'm going to go wander around. The car show is in front of me, and behind me is the archway and entryway to the Old Town with the very fun mosaics over there. Personal love and passion for rat rods. It's a little bit of the inspiration for the step van in just a little bit of a way. I know the step van isn't exactly the same kind of thing, but I sort of love doing things MacGyver, old school, just sort of very raw style. So I love this kind of style, and there will be certain elements of this that will make it into the step van. Blue truck
truck back here is a Chevy Apache. It's a little bit similar to the one I had, but this is the more rare version that has the full glass back window, whereas mine had the smaller window that's not nearly as rare. This is much nicer and fully restored, of course. Rod over here, I just love these things. They're so creative and really fun, and I think they can be done on a small budget, or you can put a lot of money into it and still have it look similar to this. This is a old school, early version of an air conditioner. I imagine that a lot of you know more about these, but I toyed with the idea of doing something like this on the step van, where you suck the air in and you run it through, similar to swamp cooler as I understand it, you run it through a filter that is fed with water, and then it goes into the inside of the cab with the cool air, but it only really works in dry environments like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, places like that. I think I'm done here at the car show. I'm going to go find a coffee shop, do a little bit of work online, and I think after I get some lunch I'll head up to Santa Fe today. I've decided today to go ahead and head out to Santa Fe. It's about an hour's drive north of Albuquerque, at least an hour if you drive at the speed limit. I'm going to be driving a little bit slower, so maybe an hour and a half. The drive from Albuquerque into Santa Fe is really not that interesting. It's a bunch of sagebrush, small trees, very desert type landscape. But once you actually enter into Santa Fe, it really gets really interesting with these little adobe buildings and the narrow streets, and the downtown area is just gorgeous. I drive through here, just right here you can see these large hotel just right in front, and the central area, which is really slow traffic, which gave me an opportunity to see the fun adobe architecture, this beautiful Spanish church here, and I get to see the downtown central square, which was blocked off to traffic. I've arrived in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and it is just beautiful here. Perfect weather. I love it. Found a nice spot here in the shade. I just had my lunch. I'm going to take a little nap. Sun is setting here in Santa Fe. I think that's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.